Have you ever felt so nervous before a big test or performance that your mind went completely blank? That feeling, mix of fear and pressure, used to control me every time I competed in swimming competition. Everyone has their own view on pressure. Somebody is brilliant dealing with it and somebody isn't. Pressure to me was the end of the world. Pressure felt like my enemy, but I learned to control it and turn it into my strength. Today, I want to share 3 parts of my journey. First, the fear and pressure that I felt before competitions. Next, the turning point where I learned to control and manage that pressure. And finally, how these lessons not only help me to perform better, but also handle challenges in classrooms. I've always feared failure. The word failure wasn't going off from my head. Before every competition, my mind was filled with so many questions. What if I fail? What if I lose? What if I disappoint my coach, my parents, my teammates, or even myself? Pressure felt like a huge stone that I can never take off. Pushing myself to my limit every single time during practice ironically made my pressure heavier. This made me to think that even one single mistake would ruin my whole performance. To me, cheer and encouragement from the crowd was another pressure. A battle I must win, not to let their high expectations down. I still remember that one competition that I had at the start of year 9. It was a race that I trained for my entire summer holiday. I was waiting for my heat to race. I was sitting on the bench. My heart almost popped out of my chest. My hands were trembling. My mind was keep telling me that I'll fail and disappoint everyone. That's when I realized this is just nothing. And at the end, my body was slower and heavier than any time. And I had performed far below what I was capable of. It was not about my body, it was about my mind. Walking back home that day, I asked my dad, "Are you disappointed at me?" And he said, "Brad, listen, the race you just did was not a race against others. It was a race against you, yourself." And he was right. The race that I just did was not a race against others. It was a race against the pressure inside my mind. And I had to find some new way to figure that out. After that day, I sat on a chair and found some new way to deal with the pressure. It was simple, my breathing. I counted to 4 as I inhaled and 4 as I exhaled. It looked simple, but it played a crucial role in dealing with my pressure. Next, I worked on my self-talk. I realized my mind was the biggest enemy to me. It was keep saying that I'll fail and disappoint everyone. I replaced the thought to positive phrases like, "I've got this, I've trained for this." Saying those words out loud or even quietly gave me some sense of control. The first time I consciously used these techniques, I felt that I was in control. Even though I didn't win the race, I felt calm and confidence. For the first time, pressure felt like a tool, not a trap. This kind of pressure doesn't only show up in competition, it also shows up in classrooms. It was my first big exam. I had no idea what to do. My mind was keep telling me that I'll fail and forget everything. And I froze. I used to panic, rushing through questions and making careless mistakes, and leaving the room frustrated with myself. That's when I realized that I could use the same techniques I used in competition. I used the same techniques: breathe, focus, and talk to myself positively. Before the next test, I sat on a chair and took 3 deep breaths and reminded myself that I've got this. During the exam, I focused only on one question at a time, not on the grade or the time left. For the first time, I felt calm. The pressure was still there, but it didn't scare me anymore. It sharpened my focus. I realized the test was not battle of intelligence. It's battle of mindset. Maybe for you, it's not exam or sports. Maybe it's an important exam, interview, performance, or even just a difficult day. Pressure still exists everywhere. But when you face it with control and confidence, it will start working for you, not against you. Over time, I realized the pressures are not the enemies. They were the teachers. They always push us to prepare better and discover what we are truly capable of. Without it, growth would be impossible. So the next time you feel your heartbeat rise and your thoughts spiral, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you have got this. Sometimes in your life, focus on your own path, not the expectations around you.